Awkward conversations with strangers are a universal experience, a rite of passage in the journey of human interaction. They are the moments that make us cringe, laugh, and sometimes reflect on the quirks of human nature. These encounters often begin with innocent intentions, a simple question or comment, but quickly spiral into a tangled web of miscommunication, social faux pas, or unexpected revelations. Imagine standing in line at a coffee shop, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee enveloping the space. The person in front of you turns around, perhaps looking to break the monotony of waiting. They comment on the weather, a classic icebreaker. You respond, nodding in agreement about the unpredictability of the season. It seems harmless enough, but then they mention how the rain reminds them of the time they got lost in a foreign country, drenched and without a map. You nod politely, unsure of how to respond, and suddenly, you're trapped in a story that seems to have no end. You shuffle your feet, glance at the menu, and offer a sympathetic smile, all the while wondering how a simple comment about the weather turned into an impromptu travelogue. These conversations often highlight our shared humanity, the desire to connect with others, even if only for a fleeting moment. Yet, they also underscore our differences, the varied lenses through which we view the world. Take, for example, the time you find yourself seated next to a stranger on a long flight. You exchange pleasantries, and soon, the conversation drifts to the topic of work. Your seatmate is enthusiastic about their job, perhaps a bit too much, launching into a detailed explanation of their role in a field you know nothing about. As they delve deeper into jargon and technicalities, you nod along, trying to keep up, but your mind wanders to the in-flight movie you could be watching instead. You're caught in the delicate balance of appearing interested while desperately seeking an escape route. Then there are those encounters that catch you completely off guard, where the stranger seems to have missed the memo on social boundaries. Picture yourself at a party. A friend of a friend introduces themselves with a handshake that lingers just a second too long. They skip the small talk and dive straight into a personal anecdote about a recent breakup, complete with emotional details and a play-by-play of the ensuing drama. You nod empathetically, offering words of comfort, all the while grappling with the awkwardness of being thrust into the role of confidant to a person you've just met. You wonder if there's a polite way to steer the conversation towards safer, less intimate waters, but the current is strong, and you're swept along for the ride. Awkward conversations can also be a mirror, reflecting our own insecurities and social anxieties. We've all experienced the panic of forgetting someone's name moments after being introduced, or the embarrassment of mishearing a question and responding with an answer that makes no sense. These moments are humbling, a reminder that despite our best efforts, we're all prone to mistakes. They teach us to laugh at ourselves, to embrace the imperfections of communication. In some cases, these conversations can lead to unexpected connections, friendships forged in the fires of awkwardness. Consider the time you found yourself at a networking event, struggling to navigate the sea of unfamiliar faces. You approach a group, introduce yourself, and immediately stumble over your words, mixing up your job title with something entirely unrelated. The group laughs, not unkindly, and suddenly, the tension breaks. You find yourself engaged in a lively discussion, the initial awkwardness forgotten. By the end of the evening, you've exchanged contact information, and what began as a cringe-worthy moment has blossomed into a promising professional connection. There's a certain beauty in the unpredictability of these interactions, the way they can veer from awkward to enlightening in the span of a few sentences. They remind us that every stranger is a story waiting to be told, a potential friend or mentor, or at the very least, a memorable character in the narrative of our lives. They challenge us to step outside our comfort zones, to embrace vulnerability and authenticity, even if it means risking a few awkward silences along the way. And then there are the moments where awkwardness becomes a shared experience, bonding two strangers in a way that nothing else could. Imagine being at a concert, the music loud and the crowd lively. You accidentally bump into someone, spilling a bit of your drink. You apologize profusely, expecting annoyance, but instead, the stranger laughs, pointing out that they've done the same thing just moments before. You both chuckle, a connection sparking between you in the midst of the chaos. You chat about the band, the music, and before you know it, you're singing along together, the initial awkwardness forgotten in the shared joy of the moment. These conversations, awkward as they may be, enrich our lives with stories and experiences we might otherwise miss. They teach us patience and empathy, the art of listening, and the courage to speak. They remind us that, despite our differences, we all share the same desire to connect, to be understood, and to find common ground in a world that often feels divided. In the end, awkward conversations with strangers are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, our ability to navigate the complexities of social interaction with grace and humor. They are a reminder that life is messy and unpredictable, but also beautiful in its imperfections. So the next time you find yourself in an awkward conversation, embrace it. Lean into the discomfort, knowing that it is a part of what makes us human, a small but significant thread in the tapestry of life.